Welcome, welcome, welcome to Kwesi Bowl TV. Thank you so much, guys. Appreciate you all joining us for another edition. Please, as you know, share, subscribe, like, comment below, agree or disagree. Keep the likes up, help us out with the subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're going to discuss the EPL review and then a bombshell of an interview by Ronaldo going on Piers Morgan's network TV and doing a big bombshell about Manchester United and the state of the whole club plus their coach. So we would dive on that a little bit, but let's start with, of course, the Liverpool versus Southampton match at Anfield, which was great. I did enjoy it. I think Southampton, and especially in the second half, brought it. They didn't let us rest. Yes, we did have the game won in the first half, but the second half, they amped up the energy, which kept us on our toes. Some of our players still had the mindset of lackadaisy thing going on, which if it wasn't for Alisson, this match could have been a 3-3 or a 3-2. So I was very, very impressed with a lot of our players. Some of our guys still hasn't snapped out of this funk that they are in, but Alisson has been saving our behind so many times that, if he wasn't in the goal right now, I don't even know which position we'll be in the league. Yes, Kelleher can do the job, but Kelleher will mostly part of this season has been injured. So we know who the third goalie is. I'll leave it at that. But, the lineup, we had Alisson, of course, we have Trent, we had Gomez, because Konate had a little knock and they don't want to risk it. So they didn't even let him dress up. He's going to the World Cup, so they try to save him for that. VVD, of course, and then Robo. And then we went 4-3-3. So the middle three was Fabinho, Elliott, and Thiago. And the front three, of course, was Nunes, Bobby, and Salah. They played very well, especially in the first half. I was impressed. This is one of the best played games that we have played this entire season. I could say this is probably one of the best, because if not the best, because the only time we play well is when we play against hard team, i.e. Napoli, when we played Ajax, when they first came out, when they were informed, one of the informed team in Europe. We played pretty well. When we played City, of course, we played very well. Arsenal, I could give a 50-50, is just because things did not go our way, but Arsenal outplayed us in that game. But this match was a match where you would think Liverpool lose based on our record this season, where we beat Napoli and then go lose to Forest or Leeds. This was been going on. So I was very impressed on how we played. We had a lot of energy. Of course, it's in front of the Anfield faithful. The midfield pressed very well. It was controlled, way controlled, that we've seen all season. Okay, the front three, Salah works his socks off. Nunes, I don't know, man. Nunes is making sure that he can find a position in this team, because this guy is giving Luis Diaz something to think about on the left side, and he played it very well. And then, of course, we know he could play through the middle, which is his favorite. So that is giving him a lot, like he could play across the front three very well right now. So that makes him a very, very much needed utility player who at any time he can play, start, or come off the bench. Bobby also played well. He scored 2 goals. Bobby was impressive. He was doing the Bobby thing, especially I would say for about 55, close to 60 minutes, where the system is Bobby, and that's exactly what he was doing. So Thiago, it took him a long time. I would say maybe in the second half, he found his feet, and him finding his feet in the second half helped us a little bit more, because when Southampton turned up the heat, we still had control of the ball. It wasn't in the past like when we played against Brighton or Fulham, where when they turned up the heat, our passes was all over the place. This one, we were able to pass the ball around, even though we had a lot of pressure on that. So I was very, very impressed. The defense played well, but the 2 players that concerned me was Gomez and Trent, because during the 60th minute, they started falling asleep. I was glad that Klopp brought in Milner, because we could see that Elliott was being outrun in his side. So it was a very good tactical substitution, and it worked perfect. Gomez and Trent kept falling asleep, because these guys had 2 or 3 chances that went through their side. And if it wasn't for Alisson, it could have been a goal. Their goal was a beautiful goal. WordPress can cross or kick a free kick with the best of them in Europe. So that cross, the defense, I think VVD should have been closer to Adams, but the speed of the ball, anybody who touches it is going to the net. So that's what it is. But I'm glad that we were able to keep our composure and then come back and score 2 more goals. The only sad thing is Salah could not score a goal, but Salah works his socks off, and I was very, very impressed with it. In all, I'll give the entire team 8 out of 10 for effort, consistency, and staying focused, because a lot of times we lost our focusedness. But with the level that we have dropped, I would say 8 out of 10. But if I'm supposed to rank him from our past levels, it would probably be like a 7 or a 6.5. But we keep going. So let's discuss about what happened over the weekend. Of course, there were some very good, entertaining matches that went on. City played Brentford, and Brentford beat it. This is what Fulham should have done last week, because Brentford did not just sit in the back. Yes, most of their tactics was counter-attack, but when they got the ball, they were threatened. When they got the ball, they were able to control the passes a few before they kicked the ball all the way forward. Yes, they do have some runners up top, Tony and them guys, but still, they were able to control the ball way, 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 way better than Fulham. But usually when you watch Fulham, you think that Fulham, very pleasing on the eye. And Fulham had a man down, Cancelo was sent off, and still they do not took advantage of that of City's disadvantage. Brentford did. They realized that City was very weak at the back, so they hit him where it hurts. And they managed the ball very well, winning the match in the last few minutes. So kudos to Tony. He didn't get called up for the World Cup, but he did what he had to do. Tell people you might miss out. Brentford and Everton, that one was interesting. I didn't get a chance to watch much of it, but I watched the highlight. They have Brentford. Bournemouth's first goal was, it looked like an Everton player was injured, head injury, but the ref keep playing. And even the guy who scored the goal got a head injury afterwards. So Everton is looking really bad. They are like 1 point or 2 points away from relegation zone. Frank Lampard, I think with this break, this might be the break where they let you go. Liverpool, of course, beat Southampton 3-1. Forest beat Crystal Palace 1-0. I didn't see this one coming. I thought at worst it's going to be a draw. Good job to Forest. Spurs and Leeds, that was an entertaining match. I really like it. Goals galore. But Leeds did not do well at all. They should have beaten Spurs and taken like 3-4 goals lead, and they keep missing chances. And even when they score and they go ahead, they don't defend well. The goalie needs help. They need a new goalie, because those goals, there's some deflections in there, but still, you could complain about Kane's first goal, but after that, you guys took control of the match and then you let it slip. Man, that is Leeds. Some of these teams, I don't think they get it, that when you get a chance, it's not just good enough to be outplaying the top teams or the team that's supposed to win. You have to finish them off. And I think they don't get it. West Ham lost to Leicester in London, which is interesting. Leicester has gotten some resurgence in these couple weeks. They've been winning games, I think 4 games straight without conceding a goal. Newcastle beat Chelsea. I did tell you guys, and they played in St. James Park. Chelsea is not it anymore. And Chelsea fans needs to realize that you guys are not it anymore. I don't care how much money Todd spent. You guys need to rebuild from the ground up where you are sustainable. None of this buying, firing coaches, those things are done. That's why he gave Porter a 6-year contract or 7-year contract, So Chelsea fans, y'all need to start waking up and realizing that Uncle Abraham days are gone, because you guys are horrible. Wolves and Arsenal. This was quite entertaining. Wolves, the same thing as Leeds. They created some chances, but they didn't put them away. You playing a team like Arsenal, you can't give them so many chances, and you cannot take yours. They're going to beat you up. And that's exactly what happened. 2 goals from their captain, Odegaard, very well-placed goals. This morning, of course, we had Brighton lose to Aston Villa, which was shocking. Unai Emery is doing his magic. And then Fulham and Manchester United, which Man U won the last minute by the youngin Camacho, which is the same thing. Fulham had all the chances, all the opportunities, and they didn't take it. And now Manchester United last minute came from nowhere and won. These are the teams. And that's funny that Fulham, Leeds, these teams are the one who's going to be fighting for relegation. When they get their chance, they they try to think that they're on the same level as these big teams. You got them under your foot, finish them off, and then go home. But they don't. So we shall see. This is a EPL. A top team can lose to a bottom team. That's how it goes. That's why it's the best league in the world. But before we finish with this, guys, please continue to share, subscribe, like, comment if you disagree with anything that I said about the matches over the weekend. But we need to a few minutes talk about this thing with Ronaldo and Piers Morgan interview. I understand that Ronaldo is frustrated. I understand that he is feeling that he's been betrayed, but you claim that you love this club. This is the club that you always tell everybody, I love this club, they love me, blah, 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 blah. One, you already disrespected them when you refused to come off the bench. The first one was when you didn't even go to preseason and you made it clear you wanted to leave and you started shopping yourself around the world. Now you went in and sit down. I'm pretty sure this interview was not sanctioned by the Manchester United PR. And you out there and you disrespected the coach, which he is somebody who just got in there trying to build something for Man United, the club that you claim you love. You disrespected Alex Ferguson in some indirect way for you coming up with that kind of interview while you were playing for the club. At least leave and then do a bombshell interview. But you are in the club. You are assuming you are done. Because guess what? When we come back from World Cup, there's only 3 matches left. So you might not play, and then January comes in, and then you're going to go back shopping yourself again. I'm sorry, but this is embarrassing, and the Manchester United fans need to take an L for this. Don't blame the owners. Yes, the buck stopped with the owners. We could blame the owners from the grass being overgrown. But you guys never hold Ronaldo accountable, so every time he misbehaved, you guys just like lackadaisy, oh, well, he's a legend. Okay, he did wrong. No. You guys hold him accountable the same way you guys hold Maguire accountable. The same way some of you guys were holding Pogba accountable. You guys let him do all this, and then some of you guys upset, okay, now you can leave. No, he disrespected you guys. Now he's talking about he should have never left Madrid. This is the same behavior, reason why Perez said, okay, bye-bye. And he thought that Perez was going to keep him because of this behavior. Oh, now you want to play for free? You think it's all about the money? This guy doesn't get it. Yeah, maybe that's what makes him great, but he doesn't get it. He embarrassed himself. You should have never come to Manchester in the first place. You should have gone someplace else, or should have stayed in Madrid and should have never gone to Juve. You do all these things, and then all of a sudden, you want to show a sign of regret. I promise you guys, he's going to have another interview in not so long in the future, and said, oh man, I disrespected Manchester United and I should have never done that, blah, 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 blah. He's doing this because he wants to leave. But right now, I leave this to you, Manchester United fans, any other fans. What do you think with my assessment with this? I'm not going to waste my time on this. I will banter the Man U fans in the spaces though, because this is your hero. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Share, subscribe. We will continue doing some pop-ups when it comes to the World Cup. Of course, I'm riding with Ghana. So anybody, as of yesterday, I'm not supporting Nunes because he's going to be playing against Ghana. So this is what it is. Thank you so very much. Please share, subscribe, like. Kwesi Bold, Archie. Peace.